Max, is Denver the biggest threat to the Warriors in the West?
I just don't quite see it this year, although if they can maintain a really good record, because of altitude, that's a really tough place to play. When Masai Ujiri, who I give so much credit for the Raptors, in recent years, when he was there, his strategy was very clear. Like, how do you take advantage of a ballpark, as they say in baseball, like ballpark effect in the NBA? When the Gene Hackman line from Hoosiers, right? When he's trying to give them some heart, and he's like, look, it's the same distance to the foul lines is exactly where it is. All the lines are the same. There's no field dimension changes, except Ujiri figured it out. If the air is thin, let's get a crew 10 deep and just run everyone out the gym. And they were like 27-4 over 131 game stretch that year, as I recall. And so this Nuggets team, which is deep, can take advantage of that if they get home court, obviously, for everyone against the Warriors. If they have that against the Warriors, too, then maybe they are the biggest threat. Stephen A., I just feel like they're a year away. The way people felt about the Celtics a couple years ago, where we could all see this year coming and say, wait, that's going to be the year. That's the way I feel like about the Nuggets now. Wait till Porter Jr. is healthy. If Isaiah Thomas sticks around and is fully healthy, then I look at that squad as something that maybe can really make a run. Right now, I just feel like it's 1 year too early.
I agree with you. I think they're about a year too early, but I got to give my brother Jalen Rose some credit. He started off this season talking about the Denver Nuggets, and obviously he was right on the money. This is a damn good team, and I think they're exceptionally coached by Malone. And listen, they've got 7 players averaging in double figures. 7 players. I am a huge Jamal Murray fan. I love this brother's game. I just think that he's only going to get better and better. Jokic is Jokic. We get that. I like Harris as well, even though he's on the mend a little bit. He's been a little bit injured. And Will Barton, this guy, I loved watching him because obviously he's tall, he's lanky, he can defend, he can ball. We get that as well. But he was missing a couple of games, man. He only played like 2 games this year. And this is a guy that's on the bench coaching guys and really guiding them and talking to them and helping them along. Trey Lyles out of Kentucky as well. They got some players on this crew. They're young, they're fearless, they can ball. I like them. I just think they're a little bit too young to matter significantly come postseason time. Regular season, 82 games out of the year. You got to understand, people are going to take nights off. There's guys that go to certain cities and whatever. They're going to take nights off, back-to-backs. They're going to take nights off. You can catch, a young team can catch you like that because, again, they've got the fresh legs and the motivation to go out there, still mess around, have a good time, take hours off, stay out later, whatever, and still go on the court and bust your tail. They got the ability to do that when you're young during the regular season. But come postseason time, when there ain't no back-to-backs, and you have an opportunity to prepare, and the level of urgency is elevated, that's where I think the youth will show, and it will ultimately be compromised. I think they're a year away, but they're definitely going to the playoffs this year, and I'm very impressed with what I see. And by the way, Max, they're number 2 defensively defending the three-pointer. Defending the three-point shot, number 2.
They are this year's Utah Jazz. What the Jazz were last year, the way we were thinking of them, we think of this team this year, and they have a young guy who can score and take over in the fourth quarter, I think. Jamal Murray, you mentioned, he really did take over in the fourth quarter last night, especially when it looked like Doncic was getting ready to kind of seize control. It just felt that way, and he hit that step-back 3 on Plumlee, and then Murray really hit some big shots down the stretch. The way Donovan Mitchell was kind of the go-to guy, the young go-to guy on Utah last year, and they had Gobert, the named center, and Jokic is obviously much more of an offensive player than Gobert. But still, when I look at the team, Steve A., to me, it's not just a lack of experience, is that Jamal Murray's not actually good enough yet. He should get better. You have Barton and you have Plumlee, as I mentioned. Millsap obviously is not going to get better at his age. But I brought up Porter Jr. and Isaiah as like hurt players with big upside, especially Porter Jr., who they drafted.
Not Porter.
What's that?
He got drafted, Max, and they told, listen, the Nuggets made a mistake. Let me put this news out there. The Nuggets made a mistake. When he got drafted, Max, he had to get up out of his draft chair on draft night and walk around because his back was stiff from what I was hearing. You got people that were looking at him and saying, excuse me, medical reports, other teams wanted to, collaborate with one another because you could put money in a pool where, a slew of teams could get access to medical records to see a guy's, how a guy's evaluated. I'm told the Nuggets did not do that. Jerry West and the Los Angeles Clippers had the 12th and the 13th pick in the NBA draft, and they passed on them.
But
Shouldn't that have been a clue?
But
Shouldn't that have been a clue?
But Porter was arguably, he was in the conversation for most talented player in the
talented,
draft.
no question.
The reason he
talking
fell
health.
to them was because of the back, and the idea is he wouldn't be ready anytime soon. But
Right.
that's what I'm saying is when you project this year, it's a little early. If a few things break their way, they have a chance to be a legitimate title contender
question.
starting
Not this
next year, in my opinion.
Yeah. Not this year for me. Not this year.